Buenos días desde el Índico Sur. Fijaros el aspecto del día, qué terrorífico, ¿verdad? Porque está generando una depresión justo delante nuestro. Y aquí estamos con el We Are Water, navegando lo mejor que podemos, intentando negociar las depresiones estas tan feas. Y desde aquí os envío un saludo os voy a enseñar a quién os voy a enviar el saludo, Ahí está. Adiós, amigos.
Day 48 of the Barcelona World Race, our leader Cheminée Pujolan, that subtropical low pressure system which brought 40 knot winds, 5 metre seas for them, has now moved southeast, and they've got a brief respite, 25 knots southwesterlies, increasing to 30 to 35 tonight. South of New Zealand, Neutrogena has been making good miles to the southeast, converging with Gaias. Around 130 miles separate these two on the water, but just 60 miles separating them on the leaderboard in the race for second. Renault Captur in a good west-northwesterlies also got some opportunity to make some miles. We Are Water also coming out of this 24-hour storm period, currently in 25 to 30 knots. One Planet One Ocean crossed Cape Leeuwin at 8:30 last night, and Spirit of Hungary continuing to make good fast miles to the east. So looking at today's position report, Cheminée Pujolan, Bernard Stam and John Le Cam now theoretically have less than 10,000 miles until the finish in Barcelona. They still lead Neutrogena by just over 1,100 miles. Neutrogena and Gaius Centros Aldativos really converging in this battle for second, about 130 miles between them on the water, 60 miles between them on this leaderboard, and Neutrogena going to pick up the stronger westerlies that Anna and Gerard are in later this afternoon. Renault Captur also in some good pressure. They're making 16.4 knots this morning to be the fastest boat on the water. We Are Water, little bit of respite for them from some storms, but good pressure, 14 knot averages this morning. One Planet One Ocean passed Cape Leeuwin last night, and they and Spirit of Hungary making 12 to 13 knot averages.
It's always very satisfying to see what the boat can do. You know, this boat is a racing machine, and it's really nice to be able to stretch its legs a little bit. For Nandor, it's very satisfying as an architect and as a boat builder to see what he can do. And so we've had so many bad luck with the winds and not having good conditions to be able to really pull on the machine. That it's great to see what she can do finally. I think they're 700 miles ahead now, so there's quite a difference. The boat behind is always disadvantaged, and because we typically will bring the new winds with us coming from the west, and so we get to close the gap, and then we give them the good wind. It's tricky, it's an elastic band, and would really hope that we're able to stop it stretching. Yeah, good shape. Normally, I'm training for triathlons, and so I have a good cardiovascular fitness. And this is certainly reduced because we've had 6 weeks now where I have not been able to run or to ride a bike. But the maneuvers are getting faster. We're faster on the winches, and so we're certainly pushing very hard and getting used to being at sea. I think I've had maybe 2 or 3 phone calls with my fiance during this time, so we talk very infrequently. But it's lovely to be forced almost to write letters and to really think about the communication that we have with my family and with my loved ones. It goes back to an older time when people actually thought about what they wrote instead of just sending instant text messages. So it starts to be a long time, but we really enjoy this kind of communication.
We spoke to Conrad Coleman of Spirit of Hungary this morning. Conrad and Nandor have been enjoying some fast sailing conditions in this final few hundred miles of Indian Ocean. Conrad explained it was great for them to really see the boat's potential, but that the rolling, east-moving systems of the southern oceans often saw them make gains on One Planet, One Ocean, currently about 700 miles ahead, only for Didac and Aleix to pick up the new breezes and sail away from them once more. Conrad also explains he enjoys some of the more traditional aspects of life at sea, communicating by writing to his friends and family, albeit via email, and he's currently working on some splicing on board. Says he is enjoying having the time to work with his hands, just as sailors of olden days would maybe carve a whale's tooth. But there's not much time to rest. Their focus is very much on trim, navigation, and focusing hard on gaining the 6th place.
Bueno, realmente ahora estamos hablando del buen oeste, ¿no? Tenemos de 20-25 nudos de popa y bueno, tenemos ejecuciones de estos próximos 5 o 6 días bastante cómodas, con vientos moderados haremos alguna progresión y un poquito el objetivo es, me toca cerca, es ya no voy a después de contar de minas porque eso es difícil, sabiendo que Guillermo es una persona que va a apretar mucho el barco, pero de momento en el interior de esa distancia intentaré con esa a partir de allí pues construir una regata se claro que si en algún momento hace falta pues tendrá un poco más de sí, pero que aún una regata por delante, entonces hay que crear el serial porque bueno, hay que llegar. Bueno, este barco está en las condiciones, hemos tenido días hasta aproximadamente, pero bueno, la fatiga en el material se nota, se ponen las velas, pero la verdad es que estamos contentos, no hay ninguna cosa que nos perjudique en ese sentido la alta velocidad y la verdad es que bueno, aunque la regar bastante, hay que se encima del material,
We also caught up with Gerard Marin on Gaius Centros Auditivos. Gerard and Ana Corbea are still in a very close fight for 2nd place, with Guillermo Altadil and Jose Munoz on Neutrogena. The 2 boats were converging last night, Gaius Centros Auditivos jibing away from the Antarctic exclusion zone onto a more northeasterly course, which brought the pair to within just 120 miles of each other on the water, before Gaius jibed back this morning. As Neutrogena continued to make distance to the southeast, there were just 60 miles separating them on the leaderboard based on the theoretical run line. Gaius Centros Auditivos have had the stronger pressure. They were sailing in 20 to 25 knot westerlies this morning, with Neutrogena about to pick up those same breezes this afternoon. Gerard commented that they expected the highly experienced Guillermo Altadil to be pushing hard to consolidate his place, but that they too would be racing Gaius as fast as they could, although he did say that their sails were beginning to show some signs of fatigue after 12,000 miles of sailing. Behind Gaius Centros Auditivos, Renault Captur are about 260 miles behind. They are in slightly stronger westerlies today and have potential to also make up some miles on the 2 boats ahead. However, Jorg Reachers and Sebastian Audigan have had to make repairs to their starboard rudder after losing a good chunk of the outer skin. The duo think they probably hit an underwater object without realising, and the damage was too much to continue sailing until their next jibe. So they hove to, and Jorg dangled himself off the back of the boat to effect a repair. They reported that 2 hours and 1 energy bar later, they were back up to speed.
Good morning, everybody. Today we are Monday, the 16th of February, and we are gonna look what the weather are for the skippers of the Barcelona World Race. So concerning Cheminé Pujula, still leader of the race, he's finally ending with dealing with this subtropical low pressure, which is going southeast. So for him, it's not anymore dealing with that, but more with the wind coming from this low pressure located here in the south. Now he's sailing with 20-25 knots of wind coming from the southwest, and during the day the wind is gonna increase, and they're gonna have until 30-35 knots of wind coming south-southwest tonight. For our boat sailing south of New Zealand, they are still sailing south of this high pressure. The high pressure is moving northeast, and so the boat are going to have more wind than the day before. Neutrogena and gas are now in northwesterly winds between 15 and 20 knots, and during the day the wind is going to increase to 25 knots this afternoon. And for Renault Capture, the wind is more northwest and stronger than the two boats here. So he's gonna be faster than the two boats here, and he's going to catch miles by miles for being closer to them in the days coming. Concerning the rest of the fleet, We Are Water is now ending with the big storm he had during the last 24 hours, and he's sailing in 25-30 knots of wind and a route in the southeast, so everything is okay for him. He's gonna have 20 knots today, so it's gonna be a bit more quiet, and they're gonna dry everything which is wet on board. For One Planet, One Ocean, Pharmaton, and for Spirit of Hungary, the wind is coming from the west-northwest between 25 and 30 knots, and this allowed them to sail east and then southeast in order to reach the south of the Tasmania in the next days. A quick information about these little boats we can see here, this is no boats, but this is icebergs, which shows why we decided to put the Antarctic exclusion zone just over them.
Veieu, des d'aquesta també podem observar l'exterior, una mica les veles. I aquí tenim el nostre equip de terra, que ens envien sempre molts records, són molt simpàtics, el Bernat i el Toni. La zona de la roba d'aigua, que la tenim més o menys confinada per intentar minimitzar tenir aigua a l'interior, tot i que, com podeu veure, tot l'interior està humit, està moll per la nostra pròpia condensació i hem d'anar amb la velleta a anar-ho assecant. Així és com vivim aquí dintre.